January is all about fresh starts, and it's a great time to swap out the skincare products weighing your skin down in favor of a routine scientifically proven to transform your skin at the cellular level. Something today's sponsor, OneSkin, knows all about. Their products are powered by OS1, which is a proprietary peptide the four founders, who were all skin longevity scientists, developed after testing 900 other peptides. And it's scientifically proven to switch off the aging dysfunctional cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and thinning skin. Hello, I have all of those things. Not only that, OneSkin's products are packed with nourishing ingredients that I cannot pronounce to naturally boost your collagen, reduce inflammation, and protect skin from environmental stressors while being totally free of irritants like sulfates and fragrance. Are you ready to detox your routine, improve your skin health, and look your best? Head over to oneskin.co and use code Pink Shade at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your first purchase. Y'all know I've been using OneSkin, the face topical supplement and the eye topical supplement for a long time. I use both of these things first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I put it on my bare face because if you have other things you just love and you don't want to get rid of, that's fine. You put OneSkin on under it and then whatever you want on top. It's made a huge difference, you guys. It's because of that collagen boosting thing they've got in there. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. OneSkin was founded by and is led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists. OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and say we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. Hey y'all, this is part 2 of a 2-part episode. If you're looking for part 1, it's already in your feed. So go listen to that first and then listen to this. And thank you so much. All right, speaking of Ozempic, this is a really good segue. I'm so proud of myself. Such a professional podcaster. Let's talk about Salt Lake City and we can talk about the Heather of it all. By the way, Heather looks great. And anybody that says one word about her being on Ozempic or what Mounjaro or whatever, tirzepatide, the word I can't say, good for her. She did something that made herself feel better. And I don't think anybody needs to comment on the fact that she like lost weight. Now she's like full of herself. I think good for her. Go for it, girl. I love Heather Gay. I don't care.
No, I have always loved Heather Gay. I don't love her this season. And I think part of it is that she's hungry. It's not, I don't care if she's full of herself. I'm all for that's Housewives. Like I don't want anything else, right. But I don't feel like she's as involved or as activated this season. And it's I
think that it's because we got too involved in the Bronwyn and the Mary Cosby story. And there's only enough space for so much focus. Like we've had seasons where we've been so focused on Whitney, and Whitney is like Whitney who we don't even know she's on the show.
Did you see that Whitney dyed her hair red?
I did because of her daughter.
That looked so good, and she should never change her hair again.
Well, she did it because of her daughter, because she said like her daughter has red hair and felt like she was getting bullied at school. I mean, I will tell you that as a redhead myself, Julianne Moore wrote a whole book on it called Strawberry Freckle Face or something, which the amount, you want to talk about bullying, the amount of shit I got for my freckles and my red hair growing up. It's hard to tell because I have a slight filter on here, but I do in fact have freckles and red hair. I felt that. And I felt she was like, no, I'm doing it to support my daughter who's getting bullied at school for being like a redhead. And I was like, I think that is great. And I think she looks great. And it's a way to make her not look like every other
right
blonde.
My first sexual awakening was Ariel from The Little Mermaid. So I've always liked myself a redhead. You know, Lindsay Lohan.
Yes.
God, I love that woman.
Yeah.
I usually either like redheads or black women. Like those are my like go-tos.
Okay. All right. And your wife is neither.
No, she's blonde.
Yeah. But you could tell her if she really wants to crank it up to just throw in that Ariel wig.
Yeah, not that red, but like that's where it started, you know? And when I saw Whitney come out with that red hair, I was like, don't change it. Don't change a thing because you look perfect.
You were like Seth Marks thinking about her boobs. You were like all excited about it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
What did you think about this last episode? And Heather gives a speech about, the world tears us down as women, and we need to be this, and we need to be that, and we need to be there for each other. So what we should do is show each other the worst things we've ever said about each other to make it make sense.
Well, it makes sense because I'm going to do this at every event I have from here on out. I thought to myself, I've said horrible things about people, like I have written some really mean things about people that I'm close with, people that I'm not close with. I love to screenshot things people do and then send it to friends. I thought to myself, I feel like I could have picked something a little bit less bad than my worst of the worst. When Angie had to read, or when Bronwyn had to read Angie's text about her and how she sucked her way to the top and she's with a man who's got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. I thought, you picked it yourself. You could have picked something a little lighter.
Okay, here's a theory that I will go with. This is all contrived, and all of these things were too well written and too easily pulled up on the phone. Production told them beforehand, and production wrote it out for them. Now, they actually said these things, but they probably said it to production. Mm. And production's like, remember when you said this? Remember when you said this? And production wrote it out for them. And then they had a screenshot. They were able to show the screenshot. They did not give them their phone with their text messages.
Right.
Because then you would just be like, oh, swipe, scoop, doop. You would be
I would immediately just be like,
yeah. Oh, what else did you say? What else did you say?
Yeah. So let me go to your camera roll.
Yeah. Yes, totally. Delete it. I'll have to be finding it.
Yeah.
So I think that all of this they did, and the production said, here's the worst thing you've said. I'm going to write it out for you. Screenshot, pretend it's this. Because Brittany's was so stupid and she didn't, so totally was set up, which is fine, made for great TV. But the fact that Whitney at the end tries to come in and be like, anyway, so this person came up and they said they were on their healing journey and blah, 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 they wanted to, fuck me and my husband and circle jerk. And what you're like, huh? This was Whitney's last ditch of like, oh, the season's over and I really haven't slapped my husband's ass with chocolate yet.
Right.
Like nobody I need to get something going here.
Yeah.
And it didn't land. And Lisa Barlow is a queen. Thoughts?
Okay. First of all, when we went from reading such an awful text about Bronwyn, and then we went to Brittany, and she said that she would rather invite Bronwyn than Mary to tea. That was comedic genius. Like, that was a moment where it's like, Brittany doesn't even know she's funny because she's so stupid. And I appreciate that. I love that in a housewife. I think that Lisa Barlow, the thing with Lisa Barlow is, do I ever want her in my life? No. Do I ever want to be friends with her? And this is what some people, especially people I found from like the TLC world, they don't understand. Like, I'm born and raised on reality TV. Like, Real Housewives of Orange County premiered on my 16th birthday, and I stayed home and watched it. Like, that's the life that I live.
Okay.
And so, when, like, you love people because you hate them so much.
Right.
And
well, sometimes like you said about Sister Wives, like,
yes.
Yeah.
So Lisa Barlow is like, she cannot go anywhere. She cannot go anywhere. The way that she goes through life and thinks that like this is how the world works is beautiful. Like there's just the way that she talks about stuff. Like, I feel like Lisa Barlow is the kind of person who could turn any sort of situation into talking about herself. And that's beautiful. That's an art.
Totally.
I felt like Whitney, it's just, the thing is, I loved when Lisa said that Sean does circle jerks. I did like that moment. I thought that was fun. But I felt like
Angie's boob is just fully popped out.
Fully out. I loved that. And I would totally do a circle jerk with him if ever he wanted. Like, I think he's a good looking guy.
He is.
And I feel like he could also help me with my hair after, which I like when I can double dip. I like when someone's like, we can do two things together.
We can circle jerk, and then you can give me a blow dry.
Yes. And maybe a blow job as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Whitney, it's like we've already experimented with Lisa sleeping around. I wish it had been something better.
Didn't land before.
No.
And not landing now.
Like if she had said like, oh, someone told me that you like to peg John Barlow. Immediately I believe that because she wears the pants in that relationship. And I could see that. And like that would be a new fun twist for us. But it's like, all right, we've already heard, she has some boyfriend who's got whatever jazz tickets. And
yeah.
I've moved on from that. But
she
will
could have come up with something better. You're right.
The meanest text of all was when Whitney had to read Heather's text about her and saying like, I carry her stupid Whitney Rose products, even though I've never carried one. And she's like, I was like, can you imagine? Like, I can't even read a like 3-star review on our podcast to sit there and just be like, he's a fat, ugly bitch. And I would be out of there so quickly.
I know when I read things, and it happens a lot, like, oh, that you had the wrong take on this, or I'm sick of hearing her voice, or she slurps her drink, or and I'm like, oh my God, I need to just quit.
Yeah. Oh,
I can't imagine being able to like, oh, your husband hates you, your business sucks, your hair is ugly, and you got cellulite. I'd be like, oh my God, all of that's true.
It's like, I don't understand why it is like people always are like, oh, obviously like he's gay and his wife is his beard. And it's like, because I say I would do a circle jerk and maybe get blown by a guy, like,
why would anybody think that? I don't know.
It's stupid. The way people just kind of like connect these dots that are not connected is just wild to me. It makes no sense.
Now, did you watch the season finale of Roni?
Oh, did I? I
knew once they got to Puerto Rico, it was going to get good. And it
And it's like, we had to wait on all season. And now that I look back at my investment, it was worth it. It was worth it to go through everything we had to go through this season to get to where we ended, because I didn't see the twist coming. I felt like I was watching like a thriller movie, because when we all of a sudden they're like, Uba leaves, Jessel leaves, and then they're like, and then it's about 2 a.m, and then that's when things really explode. And then they
had to like re-mic everybody. They're coming out with boom mics because people are taking their stuff off.
We're using the footage from inside just the security footage, and to hear like everyone flip on Brynn, I was like, whoa. How did we get here? Like, what? What? I didn't see it coming. I feel like I always see it coming. I didn't see it coming.
So we knew that something major was happening, because at the Hey You thing in London, we had Jessel on a panel with Sutton, maybe, I can't remember. Yeah. And they asked Jessel, oh, what's coming up on the season of Roni, because we're all bored to death or whatever. And she said, oh, well, wait till the end, because when we were in Puerto Rico, like somebody got put on a plane and had to leave.
Yeah.
And whoever it was, Sutton, was like, what? And so we knew something was coming. So I knew once they got to Puerto Rico, something was going to happen. But all along, we've been led to believe it's going to be Uba. Yep. Uba keeps flipping out. Uba keeps insulting people. Uba keeps falling asleep at the table. Wow. When we saw Uba lose her mind over that, at first I was like, oh God, here she goes again. Like she's all mad about nothing. But then she's like, I swear on Allah and my firstborn child, and she's Muslim. She's like, I never knew that. And then to hear Brynn go, I don't know, maybe she didn't clock it when I said it. I was like, oh shit.
I started getting nervous when Brynn in her confessional was rehashing the conversation for us. Mm-hmm. And she made it sound like she I was like, did you breeze by it? Did you breeze by it in all these other things? And like, you'll know if Uba knew about it, because she would come back to that. I think it was Jenna or Raquel who said that. They're like, if she heard that, she would have come back to that and said, hey, you dropped this in here. Can we talk about that? Like, that's very heavy. And I want to make sure that like, I check in on you for that. I think any normal person would. And when that didn't happen, that's when you're like, okay, I don't think she caught that.
And I don't know if Brynn even said it.
Yeah. I want to,
or maybe she thought she said it.
Yeah. I want to believe that Brynn did say it, but I do feel like Bryn was probably very emotional talking about all the things that had happened. She had just lost someone to suicide. She's dealing with the emotions from that. She's dealing with people saying, that she's sleeping around for a job. Because that was also right around the time like the whole Jeff Lewis thing was happening. And so I get like being emotional and saying all this stuff and like just word vomit all over the place and throwing it in there. And I understand Uba also being in the position of like, you said a lot of stuff. I do not remember that. I do not remember that at all. And I think Bryn would have known if Uba knew it because she would have come back to it. That didn't happen.
Yeah. And I think all of the ladies saying, when we saw Uba's reaction, we knew she did not know. No matter what had happened the 3 days prior or whatever. And then the next morning with Bryn just like lounging on the couch with the producers being like, I guess we're going to go like horseback riding today. And
that made me
like,
so uncomfortable.
Like, what?
And
you guys were up till 2 a.m, 3 a.m, crying and fighting and screaming. And she's a bitch and she's a liar. Da, da, da. And now you're just like, bro, what time is the horseback riding? What?
I was ready to fight Uba when Uba was like, you're a fucking bitch. And I'm like, okay, Uba, like, let's say that you forgot that she said that. That's still an inappropriate response to somebody who is saying that they've been through this situation. And then by the end, I was like, yeah, fuck you, Bryn. You're awful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but it was. And I said that once we got to the couch and she's just like laughing and lounging. And I know Bryn has some serious trauma in her life.
Yeah.
Aside from what the rape that we were talking about, like there is so much trauma there. I do not know how she functions on a day-to-day basis because
just her childhood alone. Yeah.
Yeah. I could not. I always say God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. And he knows I'm weak. Like he's like, I'm not going to give him too much, like he can't handle it. I feel like it's insane, the stuff that she's been through, but then to come the next day and not really have any sort of like accountability, not able to say like, Uba, I'm sorry. I feel like this was a lost in translation moment, like anything like that. It was wild.
So the reunion's going to be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And I'm here for it because I think that a lot of people gave up mid-season on Roni. And I'm just like, if there's a Housewives on the TV, 9.5 times out of 10, I'm just going to watch it just because it's on TV.
Yeah.
Even the bad seasons, I'm like, all right, I'll get through it.
I will say that since doing this job now, and I have to watch so much TV and take notes during it.
Same.
I feel like I don't have as much time for my Housewives, but I'm not going to miss, but it does. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I got to get that in,
Well, I feel that way about a lot of stuff. So I watch all the Housewives and generally just make bullet point notes 10 minutes before I'm going to talk about it, just like hit the high points because whoever I'm talking to will know what I'm talking about. And I have to take like detailed notes like you do for Sister Wives. I have to do for all the 90-day stuff. So Housewives to me is still, and like BravoCon and stuff like that is still to me.
It's your pleasure.
It's less work.
Yes.
More fun.
I don't take any notes on Housewives ever because I don't need it. I'm like, it's here. I'm born and raised on this. I know how this all works. Like, that's fine. And it's my pleasure time. But it's like, I need to make more. Here's the thing. I am somebody I just give and give and give. And I never take time for myself.
Oh, okay.
And so I need to take more time. Don't you hate when people say that and you're like, you're the least giving person? There is nothing worse than when somebody who's so selfish is like, I never put myself first. I know I need to do
it's self-care Sunday, everybody. Yes. I'm going to take a drive because I never do anything for myself. I'm like, drive off a cliff. January is all about fresh starts, and it's a great time to swap out the skincare products weighing your skin down in favor of a routine scientifically proven to transform your skin at the cellular level, something today's sponsor, OneSkin, knows all about. Their products are powered by OS1, which is a proprietary peptide the 4 founders, who were all skin longevity scientists, developed after testing 900 other peptides. And it's scientifically proven to switch off the aging dysfunctional cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and thinning skin. Hello, I have all of those things. Not only that, OneSkin's products are packed with nourishing ingredients that I cannot pronounce to naturally boost your collagen collagen, reduce inflammation, and protect skin from environmental stressors while being totally free of irritants like sulfates and fragrance. Are you ready to detox your routine, improve your skin health, and look your best? Head over to oneskin.co and use code Pink Shade at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your first purchase. Y'all know I've been using OneSkin, the face topical supplement and the eye topical supplement for a long time. I use both of these things first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I put it on my bare face because if you have other things you just love and you don't want to get rid of, that's fine. You put OneSkin on under it and then whatever you want on top. It's made a huge difference, you guys. It's because of that collagen boosting thing they've got in there. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. OneSkin was founded by and is led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists. OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and say we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. Y'all, let's talk about therapy. I've had so many good experiences with therapists in my life. Therapy has helped me get through tough experiences in my personal life as well as in my working life. And sometimes you feel like you have nothing to talk to your therapist about, but then something always comes up and you walk away feeling better. You know, finding a therapist you trust shouldn't be complicated or cost you a fortune, and that's why today's sponsor, Rula, was formed. Rula connects you with high-quality, vetted, licensed medical health professionals that are suited for you. And here's the best part. They take most major insurance plans. That means instead of paying hundreds out of pocket, you could pay as little as $15 per session. The great thing about Rula is they support you every step of the way, from finding a therapist to scheduling your sessions to tracking your progress to dealing with the insurance. They make it happen. Getting started is easy. They ask you a few questions about what you're looking for in a therapist, like what's your insurance, type of care are you looking for, and your preferences. And from there, Rula will match you with an in-network provider who will fit your criteria. You can book your first session as much as like the next day. So right now I'm in between therapists, so I checked out Rula, and it's a great website. It's easy breezy to use. And what I like is first, the help with the insurance part, and second, Rula makes sure their providers are carefully screened and vetted, and they monitor the quality of their care, and Rula helps you monitor your progress as well. Also, most online therapy programs focus on connecting clients with licensed therapists, but they often fall short when it comes to help with medication management. Rula has a wide range of licensed professionals, including psychiatrists, who will help you get the care you need. Rula is the place to go for your mental health care, even if you're not sure exactly what you need. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey toward improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to rula.com/pinkshade to get started today. That's Rula, RULA.com/pinkshade. After you sign up, they'll say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Make sure to support our show and say Pink Shade sent you. So you're going to go to Rula.com, RULA.com/pinkshade and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares. All right, quickly, let's touch on...
Wait, can I say one more thing about New York?
Please.
I need to say this. Well, one, I don't know what it is, but I'm never going to give up on Jenna Lyons. There's something about her that I'm just like, I get that you're not sharing your life with us, but I do just love you.
Agree. Did you see her on Watch What Happens Live last night?
Oh, yeah.
Cass was there.
Oh.
And he said Cass was there.
Yeah.
And I was telling my daughter, I said that the main complaint with her is that she doesn't really share her life because she's engaged and she has this full other life that she doesn't show. And my daughter's like, well, that's her business. I go, I understand that you think that, but you're on reality TV. And even just a pass through the kitchen of Cass would be like, hey, what are you doing today? Oh, I've got to go to a business meeting. Okay, kiss. Here's your coffee. Goodbye. That's all we need.
We don't need a joint confessional like Aaron and Abe. And we don't need Raquel and her wife's joint confession. I don't need that. I don't need another John Jansen and Alexis Bellino situation.
No.
But I think just, and I do feel like they kind of did that by having her mom there, which was a weird scene. But I'm not willing to give up on Jenna Lyons.
Me either. Love her.
I will say, there's something about I think one day when this is all said and done, I'm going to become a professor. I've always wanted to be a professor. of public speaking was what I always thought. But now I think I want to look at like things that have happened in reality TV. And one of those things is the way that Sai was able to go from my least favorite housewife to my favorite. Like, I loved Sai this season. And I'm like, how does that happen? How do you go from just like absolutely hating someone? How did I go from Heather Gay being my favorite housewife of any franchise to being one of my least favorites this season? Like, what happens? What's going on in the brain?
And you wonder too if you're being manipulated by production, because like you and I both just said, like, whatever is the article that I read is that's what I believe.
Yep.
And so this leads me into what I want to talk to you about with Sold on SLC, because you're watching that.
God. Oh, I love it.
Okay. So today, which will come out on Friday, I'm interviewing Malaysia. I'm so excited. So, okay. Sold on SLC, we're covering it over on our Prime, Patreon, Supercast, all that. I'm covering it with my producer because she goes over to that area a lot for, like I said, her husband's, the skiing and all that. So she knows about the area, knows about whatever. So I was like, just cover it with me. I don't know if this is like a throwaway show. I don't know if it'll just be one season. And right away, we were like, why is production forcing us to hate this guy, Matt? Because we naturally hate him. He's very hateable.
Yes.
But what are they not telling us? Because what we're getting with him is he's realtor of the year, the head of the agency, Jen, just loves him. But what we're getting from production standpoint is he's smarmy and he's gross, and his wife is selling like MLM candles to keep him in a Toyota Celica.
Yes. I don't know, like, what happened? Like, where did all the money go?
Well,
like,
we know it went to the strippers.
I will say this, that anytime you get a person whispering a story, I know it's going to be good. But when it starts with, how my sisters are like strippers, it's gonna like
four of my 5 sisters.
I am here for that. But also, I have a conspiracy theory about the whole stripper thing.
Okay.
I mean, I can say this as myself, as someone who has been gay speculated for my entire life. I can say this.
Okay.
I have the right, I believe.
Okay.
I have a hard time believing that Matt enjoys those strip clubs in the way that maybe some other men would. I almost feel like Matt was worried about other things coming out or coming to light. And he almost sabotaged himself with this story
to make him seem very male.
Yes.
Very manly, because he just loves those boobies in the face.
Oh, there's nothing I love better than a good set of breast and vagina. Oh, yeah. There's nothing I love more than a nice hot lady. Oh, yeah. I'm so horny for that. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I think you're not wrong on that. I think that I don't know if it was a setup so much this story to not look here, don't look here.
Yeah.
I think it's more of I'm going to convince myself by let me show you just how super macho I am. What do super macho guys do? They go to the strip club and look at boobs. So I'm going to do that.
Oh, I can't wait to see some boobies. And I think that's the thing for me is like, listen, I've talked to you now for an hour and a half about women's television. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I've never been to a strip club. I've never had a lap dance. I said that I'll circle jerk with Angie's husband anytime. I'm fine with all of that. I don't need to go to the strip club to try and prove myself.
Right. And it's interesting too that he used the analogy of when I was young and I was so terribly bullied, I would come home and lock myself in a closet and sit in that closet and berate myself in the closet. And so when all of this came out about me going to the strip clubs, it was like I was right back in that closet. I was like, how many times are you going to say in the closet in this analogy?
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm here for that storyline though. Like, and I would love for him to live his truth, whatever that truth may be.
Never happened.
But I don't think it's her 4 stripper sisters.
No, that girl in the kitchen and she and Malaysia were hugged up on each other like they were about to go in the bedroom and have a moment.
Yes.
And she was like, I'm so sorry. I had to tell you. It's okay. It's okay. I can't wait to talk to Malaysia about that. I want to be like, 4 of my 5 sisters are strippers. How many siblings are there in that? Are there 10? And it's like, and then 3 of my 5 brothers are priests. Like, what's the rest of that sentence? Like, it's that was crazy.
Those parents, like, I would love to interview those parents.
Are they Mormon? Are they, I mean, do they own the strip club? What? That to me, I was like, is this a spinoff? Is Sold on SLC is a spinoff of this, and now we're going to spin off of that?
Yeah, I like that.
But I think it's a really good show. It's only going to be 8 episodes, and so we're coming to the end.
You know what? I hate Jen.
I thought I loved her, and now I don't.
I thought I loved her too, but I am not. I don't get along with girls who are one of the guys, you know, because I'm not one of the guys. Like, I'm almost envious of those girls, but she's one of the guys. She's in the boys club.
She's not a girl's girl.
No, she's up there doing the good old boys club or whatever that saying is. And I don't like that. And now I don't trust her. And I also don't trust that the first time we met her husband, he wore a hat and looked like a completely different person. And then he hatfished us because we then saw him later. And I was like, that is one of the ugliest men I've ever seen.
He hatfishes. Well, we just call him either Michael Keaton or eyebrows, just depending on what he looks like that day.
It's a vast difference.
Yeah, and then you see the pictures of the 2 of them when they first met and stuff. Like, okay, I can see it. All right, they look equally matched in their good looks, and then you're like, whoa, what happened? Who hurt him?
What is the girl who she's not from? Where is she from?
Sarah from Brazil.
Yes. We
need the story on her.
I need the story on her, but also her husband. I'm like, get a hair transplant.
He is cute. That first episode, that first scene they did with him when Jen went to his house to be like, are you okay?
Did you just say he's cute?
He's cute. He's cute.
Okay.
When Jen first went to their house and she sat down and she was trying to be like, let me tell you something. You stole blah, blah, blah. He was like, what? He was like, people are filming? What? Why are you in my house? He was like, I didn't sign up to be on the show. My wife's on the show. What? He was so upset that she was doing a TV show thing, coming in hot. Like, you stole 2 of my biggest earners, whatever. He's like, so, you know, I just only work on the commercial side and like I'm the owner of the what? Here's my wife. She's on the show. He was so upset to be there. But how quick did he jump in when Green Dress Girl was like, 4 of my 5 sisters are strippers and he was fucking one of my, and he's like, whoa, girl, give me the tea. He jumped right in. Right in.
I don't understand when people are like, oh, I don't want to be a part of the drama. I've never said that. I've never said like, oh, I don't want to gossip.
Me either. Do you listen to that podcast, Normal Gossip?
No.
Oh God. It's so
probably
good.
Should.
It's so good. It's just normal stories that people send in and then she retells them about like normal gossip around the neighborhood. It's so great.
That's genius because it doesn't matter what it is. And every time I go somewhere and there's like a downtime, like say I'm in the waiting room somewhere, I'll go up to the receptionist and say, what's going on here? Is everyone getting along? Are people sleeping together? What's happening? And they'll usually tell you. If you just ask, they'll tell you.
I do that whenever I go on any vacation. I will ask the driver or anybody that I think will talk to me at a resort and be like, who famous has been here? Really? Were they nice? Were they
I'll say like,
I'm always wanting to know.
I'll say like, what's the craziest thing you've seen here? I like,
yes.
Yeah. Like,
well, I've
seen White Lotus.
I'm always like, who's the most famous person that you've ever driven? Yeah.
Well, again, though, you are fancy. So you are like, I'm doing like an Uber share situation. So
you're not in an Uber share.
It's me, my wife, and our 2 kids just getting in an Uber share, a Prius.
Just the children in the lap, just hoping for the best. There's no laws in Arizona, right?
Oh yeah. We're staying at the Days Inn Motel.
None of that is
8.
true. Let me ask you this. Okay, speaking of that, so last
Yeah.
night on Beverly Hills, we'll quickly discuss this.
Oh,
So they went to the massage party at Bo's, which is really sad since her house is completely gone.
yeah.
And they're at the massage party, and Kyle is talking to Bose, who's going, "You should just show the text messages." And Sutton gets up from her chair and goes over and goes, "No, that's not what you told us the text said." And Kyle goes, what are you just jumping in?" She goes, "Oh no, I was over there and I heard it. So I just," when that came on, my daughter was walking through the room and goes, "Mom, that's you. That
I
lady is you." She jumped up from her chair to be like, "Excuse me, there's gossip happening over here. I don't care if I'm getting a free massage. I got to go over here where the action is."
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, that is my mother. Because Sutton didn't hear the rest of it, but assumed that Kyle was lying.
Y'all, let's talk about therapy. I've had so many good experiences with therapists in my life. Therapy has helped me get through tough experiences in my personal life as well as in my working life. And sometimes you feel like you have nothing to talk to your therapist about, but then something always comes up and you walk away feeling better. You know, finding a therapist you trust shouldn't be complicated or cost you a fortune, and that's why today's sponsor, Rula, was formed. Rula connects you with high-quality, vetted, licensed medical health professionals that are suited for you. And here's the best part. They take most major insurance plans. That means instead of paying hundreds out of pocket, you could pay as little as $15 per session. The great thing about Rula is they support you every step of the way, from finding a therapist to scheduling your sessions to tracking your progress to dealing with the insurance. They make it happen. Getting started is easy. They ask you a few questions about what you're looking for in a therapist, like what's your insurance, type of care are you looking for, and your preferences. And from there, Rula will match you with an in-network provider who will fit your criteria. You can book your first session as much as like the next day. So right now I'm in between therapists, so I checked out Rula, and it's a great website. It's easy breezy to use. And what I like is, first, the help with the insurance part, and second, Rula makes sure their providers are carefully screened and vetted, and they monitor the quality of their care, and Rula helps you monitor your progress as well. Also, most online therapy programs focus on connecting clients with licensed therapists, but they often fall short when it comes to help with medication management. Rula has a wide range of licensed professionals, including psychiatrists, who will help you get the care you need. Rula is the place to go for your mental health care, even if you're not sure exactly what you need. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey toward improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to Rula.com/pinkshade to get started today. That's Rula, RULA.com/pinkshade. After you sign up, they'll say, "Hey, where'd you hear about us?" Make sure to support our show and say Pink Shade sent you. So you're going to go to Rula.com, RULA.com/pinkshade, and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares.
My mom will come into gossip halfway through and she's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, nobody, like it's nobody you know. And
Yeah.
or like I'll be talking about a show with like my sister and she's like, who said that? What, do I know them? I'm like, no, they're on television.
You're also,
No.
it's too much to explain. It's too much to explain. I
Yeah, I'm
can't
like,
explain it to you.
Get out of here. You don't know. Like, and you don't care. I come from a family, not one reality TV watcher. Not
Same.
one.
Same.
I don't know what's wrong with the rest of them. I don't know if like, you know, I'm the last of 6. I don't know if like I'm a lower quality egg than my sisters were.
They use TV as a babysitter for you.
That's true. Yes. TV raised me for sure.
That's
like to say the least.
That's
So
why.
I don't come from a long line of reality TV watchers. Can I ask you about, well, one, I need to know just before we continue this conversation, I might need to hang up. Where do you stand with Erica?
No, you're going to hang up on me if I have the wrong answer?
Possibly.
Oh my God, we had a good run. This season, I love Erica.
Okay, good. I love Erica. I've loved Erica through it all. I have loved Erica through like stealing from the orphans and everything. I'm just like, you know what? She's fun. She's a good time. I love when she gets nasty. I love when she gets in that deep voice, like, you better shut the fuck up, son. Like, I love it. Erica can do no wrong in my eyes. But this season, I'm like, why is it that Beverly Hills always gets one tiny thing and it becomes the whole season? I feel like this text with PK is Puppygate all over again. It's Erica's panties or no panties all over again. Like,
But what do you think? Okay, so when she at the massage party, when she read it and then she looked over and they panned back and showed the cameras and she said, "But I can't say it because of the cameras." So
Yeah.
what she said in the text was, "Just to let you know, we're friends. I'm never going to repeat what you said. It'll stay between us." And then she said, "And I can't say the other part of it because it refers to something that happened in production."
see,
What does that mean?
I think what she was saying was, I don't think she texted any of that, because Garcelle was like, if it involved production, you would have said that in the text. I think though what she means, I'm a Kyle apologist. Kyle's raised me. So I can forgive a lot of things that Kyle does. I felt like Kyle was like, I'm not going to go and gossip about this. I don't think it was like, you can tell me about, where you have all the money hidden and I won't tell Dorit. I won't tell Dorit about all the times you're cheating on her. I don't think it was anything like that. I don't think it was malicious.
What did that mean when she said, because it had something to do with the production and I'm not going to say what it is?
Oh, well, I think she means that she can't break the fourth wall. Like, she's like, we can't do a bravo fucking bravo moment. We can't say that we're on a show. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that when I said that I wouldn't tell anybody, I'm meaning the thing that I can't talk about. I can't say on the show. But I did feel like, I was like, it didn't seem like a big deal to just say, like, I'm not going to talk about anything he says on the show.
But I feel like it's something that was said off camera and she's like, but now I'm not going to talk about it in front of production because it was off camera and we had a conversation.
Oh.
And I think that's what she's saying. Like, I'm not going to say it because of production.
Okay.
Because they immediately go to Garcelle. They immediately go to Garcelle and she's like, huh? I love Garcelle's hot takes. And she's always like, what, girl? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What? And she was confused and she will say it generally. She'll say it, just like she said, like, I don't know how Dorit's handbags all got saved, but okay. I mean, she'll say it,
I did love that. Love that. Here's the thing with Beverly Hills is I really want it to survive, but I think we need to start over. I think that we need Kyle, obviously, Kathy as full-time, Kim Richards, Lisa Vanderpump.
You can't
Lisa
get Kim
Rinna,
out of the home. No, she needs to stay in the home.
Or maybe a friend of role for her.
No. Ace,
I need Kim Richards on my television.
She can't. She's very, very ill. She cannot. No. We got to keep her alive. No. She can't be on TV. No.
Because I go to sleep every night. I turn on different old Housewives episodes. And like when Kim was a housewife, that was the best television we've had. That was the golden age.
She also needs
She needs that too.
Right? Yeah, she needs it too. Yeah.
We bring back Lisa Vanderpump. We bring back Lisa Rinna. We keep Erica. Dorit, I can get rid of. Sutton brings nothing for me.
How dare you?
I hate Sutton.
I love Sutton.
Don't
break up with me, but I do love
that's
Sutton.
okay.
It's the southernness of her. I just appreciate her so much.
I just feel like she brings nothing to the table. And listen, my wife doesn't get bothered by much. Like, she has to live with me, so she can deal with quite a lot.
Yeah.
She hates every single time Jennifer Tilly comes on the screen. Like, it makes my wife so angry. And I've never seen this before. She's like, what does she fucking do? Like, my wife she doesn't get angry like I do about this dumbest stuff. She's so angry every time that she sees her. And I don't know what, I mean, like, I'm like, yeah, I don't really need her, but I don't like, she gets angry.
She's comedic relief, I think.
I don't know, but my wife hates her. And then Garcelle, I want Garcelle to work, but I feel like we needed Garcelle back when she sent the email about her husband.
Oh, God. So amazing. I'd like to revisit it. Yeah.
And then here's my idea for Bose, because I actually like Bose, but she's off on another island from these women. Like, they don't actually go together. I want Bose to lead Real Housewives of West Hollywood, where it's younger, sexier. It's more fun. Like, I feel like Beverly Hills is, we're like older ladies over here, and I feel like Bose, she might be the same age as them, but she's
47.
She's gorgeous, and she lives a different life than all of them. She's living more fun. She's doing more things like that. And I was like, let's start a new franchise because I want her still, but I just need her over there because she's not friends with any of these women. So it's weird when she jumps in. I want her to jump in, but it doesn't make sense.
It's when they bring somebody in and be like, this has been my friend for 10 years. And that makes sense. But it's just sort of like she's accomplished and lives in the area. So we're going to plop her in the show.
Yes.
Now, Dorit did the right thing. Like, oh, okay. Well, nobody knows her. Well, she's going to be my friend. I mean, and Dorit was there as her +1 on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Oh, God. Dorit was quick to slide in there.
Yeah. And then we had Jessel and Cy in the audience as well.
Wild to think of.
And then we had Rob and Poverty at the bar.
That was a big show.
I was like, whoa, like who's behind them? Like pan out. Let's see who else is there. Jeez.
But it's like, I've been saying this forever. If they brought Faye Resnick in as a full-time housewife, I would be fulfilled. I would be so fulfilled. I want to know everything about Faye Resnick.
Faye Resnick.
Oh, and Camille. Bring Camille back. Bring Camille. Bring Camille and Allison Dubois. Bring them back.
Camille tried so hard on that one episode. She was like, oh, this is my scene. Okay, ready? I'm going to throw out the C word. I'm going to do this. I'm doing it. And Dorit's like, you don't want to fuck with me, sister?
I've got nothing to lose right now.
Nothing.
And I've been calling for Dorit to go for some time. But in that moment, I was like, that and her smoking her cigarette in the car, I was like, keep her. She's a loose cannon.
Last season, everybody's like, she's got to go. She has to go. And I was like, she was like, oh, really? Well, guess what? I'm getting divorced. And I'm like, keeping her.
And I felt the same way about Meredith this season. I was like, I feel like Meredith could go. She's not bringing much. But when she loses it in the van and then in the house and she's just like, you can leave. That's the Meredith I need. I don't need Meredith Bar Mitzvah. I don't need that.
No.
I need this Meredith.
That in the Sprinter van, because they had those GoPros set up everywhere. Yes. And she's like, whoa! And the camera,
it's like a fisheye lens. It does her no favors whatsoever. It made her look so terrifying.
And she's like, what's my line that everybody thinks is funny? Oh, you can leave. But I was like, how is she going to kick somebody out of a moving van? Like, what are we talking about?
I love
it.
Her.
It was wild. And Brittany filmed in the back of that seat going, oh, I just don't know how an iPhone works. And I love when Braun was like, okay, Steve Jobs. I was...
Don't touch Salt Lake. Only thing you can do is make Brittany full-time, but otherwise leave it as is.
Oh, she's just so unhinged. Here, I'll give you a fun fact that you'll really like, okay?
Okay.
You're a little too young to really have like seen the Donnie and Marie show like I did. Like it was like a must-see TV on a Friday night. It would come on like at 7:00, Donnie and Marie. So but you know of it.
Yes, I know of Donnie and Marie.
Okay, and then they had their own show and they were the breakout Osmonds, of the 12 Osmond kids, they were like the most famous ones, right?
Okay.
Marie's is still out there hawking a Nutrisystem or whatever. So
and he did Mulan, I saw.
On Broadway? Off Broadway.
Well, I don't know where it was in accordance to location, but only reason I know is because he sings "Let's Get Down to Business," which is I sing all the time.
Not on Big Brother.
No.
Okay, so my husband went to rehab in Utah. I've been to all around when you went to see him there, and the place, it's called Cirque Lodge, and when you go and you open up the gates, they say DM because Cirque Lodge is Donnie and Marie's studio.
Wait a second.
Are you hearing me?
Hold on. Okay. What is Cirque Lodge?
It is a rehab facility where you go and spend X amount of months for rehab. Yeah.
But it's their studio?
So it was, it was their studio. And the rehab center bought it and made it into a rehab facility. So where my husband stayed is called the studio, but they also have the lodge, which is up the mountain. That's where the really rich people go, like Lindsay Lohan. The rich people go to the lodge.
You guys were mid-rich.
We were lower level, could afford the studios. We definitely couldn't afford the lodge.
Okay.
And by the way, by afford it, I mean like we couldn't afford it at all. But so he stayed at the studios. So when I went, of course, that's all I could talk about.
Yeah.
The sound stage where
they're like, hey, we need you to do a family therapy session. You're like, okay, shut the fuck up. Where was Donnie? Where was Marie? That's what I need to know.
Do you have a room where you have their outfits like the Smithsonian, their matching cowboy outfits and stuff they would do? No, they don't.
And how do I get up there to where the celebrities are?
Right.
And they're like, your husband would really like to talk to you about some childhood trauma. You're like,
No.
fuck off. I need some other stuff to do.
Who, just like I do everywhere, who's the most famous person that you've treated here?
Yeah.
The answer
Did they tell you?
No, but I already knew.
Oh.
I already knew Lindsay Lohan had been there.
Oh.
But I mean, everywhere. But she's probably been at a rehab right down the street from you. She's been several places. But what was so interesting, so you go into the place where they have this, was at the time, I don't know if it is now, like the country's largest rock climbing ropes course indoor facility. But it was the Donnie Marie studio. So that's why it's like the ceilings were so high. And
Yeah.
it was so because it was like where they had the sound stage and the audience and everything, but it was all gutted out. And it was like an indoor ropes course.
Ooh, that is
like,
a fun fact.
So I'm like, go in. I'm like, okay, picture this. You walk in, the stage is here. The seats are here. Where's backstage? And they're like, so what we're going to do is we're going to do like a experiential therapy today. And I was just like looking around, trying to picture it. And everybody's like, you're not taking this seriously.
Your husband's like, I just feel like you don't really listen to me often. You're like, shut up. Seriously, I'm trying to figure this out.
So when Lindsay Lohan was here, how long did she stay? But they would bring the rich, famous people down every day from the lodge, bring them down to the studio, because everything had to happen, meals, everything happened at the studios because that was the big facility. But if you were really rich at night, you could go up and spend the night at the lodge.
Oh.
And you were allowed to have your phone.
We have a place close to us. It's called the Meadows, where a lot of people go, and that's where Rachel Raquel Leviss went from Vanderpump Rules.
Allegedly, yeah.
She was there at one point. Then she moved in with like her grandma in Tucson or something. But I was like immediately, like as soon as Google Images became a thing, I was like looking at every picture of inside the Meadows I could, because I was like, what does it look like in rehab? And it's not that nice there.
No,
but lots of celebrities go there. And I was like, I thought it was going to be like,
no, you have to make
nicer.
your bed, and you have to, they flip your room like every other day to make sure you're not hiding, contraband. And you get drug and pee tested every time you like go in and out. And like, it's not nice.
No,
like you're in a room with like 3 other people, and it's not great. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be uncomfortable before you can get better.
Let me tell you though, I'm in a room with 3 other people. I'm going to get all their stories. I'm going to be like,
that's why you would be great on Big Brother. Okay, what can we do to make that happen for you, Ace? Let's bring it all back around.
Well, one, I need to film a video. I started the application process and they're like, we need you to film like a 3-minute video of yourself talking. And I was like, okay, I got to do that. And then I gave up.
That is hilarious that you said that, because I can't tell you, there have been several times where there's like game shows or things, and Ingrid, my friend, who's also my producer, and I were like, we would kill it on that show. We've got to do it. And then we'll get through the whole thing. We've answered all the questions. Like, we definitely are stable enough to go on Pictionary or whatever the show is we're trying to get on.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so send us a 3-minute video of you in your kitchen doing it. I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to do that.
I know. It's just like,
I'm not going to set up a phone in my kitchen.
Can't you just trust me? Like, just trust me when I say I'm going to be good at this.
Yeah, no.
It is what it is. Yeah, no, I would love to be able to go on Big Brother. I just don't necessarily have the work ethic. And then I do worry that when we get to the psych evals, I won't pass, which might get me booked. Like, they might be like, you're going to fail at that. That'd be good.
That's what they want.
Okay, so then that's good.
I think you'd also be good on Traders. I got to be honest.
Traders, you got to be a celebrity. I'd have to go to like Australia to do Traders.
Well, yeah, on the other countries, you don't have to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
By the way, one last thing about Traders. Why do they always put some old British guy we've never heard on? We've never heard of. Why is that always the thing?
Well, I think because the show started with like British people, so they're like, let's try and get our British people over here. But yeah, I have no idea.
But it's just like last season, and they said one random old British guy. Now, is this Ivor Barton Mountbatten? Is he like a reality star in England? Do you know what I mean? Is he a guy that goes on a lot of reality shows over there, and that's why he might be good at the game or whatever? That's
Maybe.
what I'm trying to figure out.
Gotcha. But I mean, it's probably just a quick Google search, but that seems like a lot of work.
Sounds like it would take some time. And
I'd rather just someone tell me.
And I got dogs to walk.
Yeah.
No dog walker here.
Oh,
no,
got a busy
today.
day.
Not today. Tell everybody where they can find you. And I hope that you'll come back because I have thoroughly enjoyed this.
We've talked for 2 hours and it's just flown by.
I know I'm going to
Um,
break this into 2 episodes, everybody. So don't freak out.
Well, by the time you're telling them this now, they've
Mhm.
listened to the second part of the episode.
They're at the end.
Yeah. So
I'm
they're
going to have
like,
to record a topper, as they say in the biz.
oh, a tappa. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I would definitely top Angie's husband. You can find us at Sister Wives, Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided, anywhere you find podcasts. Don't look for us on Patreon yet because you need to just understand how disgusting we are before you even try to venture there. You can follow us on Instagram at Shit Talk Pod, but I couldn't get Shit Talk, so it's just Shy Talk. There's only one T. We're on YouTube, but I don't know the link to that. And
What do you mean there's one T?
So it should be SHITTALK,
Got it.
but we're just Shy Talk. So it's
Got it.
SHITALK.
As if it's a Benifer situation. Got it.
Yes, or it's Shitalk. Either one. It's Shitalk or it's Shy Talk.
Okay, gotcha.
But, yeah.
Gotcha.
Somewhere on YouTube. I don't know. You can find us. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
You're downplaying it, but you guys are wildly famous and popular in the podcast world.
Oh, thank you. I feel like nobody knows who we are.
I mean, on that scale, you're a 10.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. No, this has been lovely. I've loved my time with you. And anytime you need someone to talk about pop culture or honestly just about themselves and make everything about themselves, I'm available.
That's good. Okay, I'm fine with that too. All right. Don't hang up. All right. Thanks, Ace.
Thank you.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.